Hi again, fourth graders. Welcome to our session 20 of Unit 3, Bringing History to Life for Writers Workshop. Today we are going to be discussing how we can use confusion to guide research. Sounds like an interesting topic, doesn't it? Journalists write articles on topics. Many people think these journalists are experts and that they know a lot about everything. People think they are experts on so many different things. Journalists don't see themselves as experts of everything, but they see themselves as short-term experts. Short-term experts read up about their topic, like a crash course. Well, what's the secret to those crash courses? How do journalists make them work? The key thing is that a researcher needs to explore what they don't know about a topic. A researcher needs to look for the gray areas. The gray areas, the confusions, and the really complicated questions guide the research. Don't avoid the confusing parts of a topic. The hard parts are the best parts. Nonfiction writers hunt the confusions and the complications. That's where the most interesting facts and stories are hidden. Nonfiction writers don't always start out as experts on the topic they're writing about. Writing often involves taking a crash course on the topic. When taking those crash courses, nonfiction writers start with their reflections and thoughts, and then they turn these into research questions and then see what they can learn. Here's some Boston Tea Party research. What were the confusing parts of the research? Here's a fact. The books said that tea was grown in East India and brought to Britain, and then they shipped to the United States. Well, here's some thoughts. Why did the tea have to go to Britain? Why did the Americans pay taxes to the British? Why didn't the Americans grow their own tea or drink coffee? It seems like a whole lot of fuss over some tea. It's these questions that came up, but to do the research, the questions were pushed to the side. Well, doing this is wasteful. The great questions and ideas have been wasted. They could have made the final writing even better. Unanswered questions are valuable. These ideas should have been jotted down and used to make research questions. To make and use research questions, you first need to start by wondering, and then try to shape your thoughts into a question. The question can be worded in a bunch of different ways. You can also try to answer questions to help make new questions and ideas. For example, why didn't Americans buy the tea directly from East India? Could this be because America wasn't allowed to buy tea from India? Well, why not? Who or what could stop them? The British? Did the British make a law that forbade them from getting tea directly? It sounds just like something they'd do. Or could it be that there was a law that said that America couldn't buy tea directly from India? Well, the questions that I came up with were the same. I'm just asking it in different ways. I'm thinking, could this be because... And then I make another question and then another question. Now I have many different ways of looking at my original question. In war, there's always two sides. During the American Revolution, the two sides are Great Britain and the colonists in America. However, there were some Americans that were on the side of the British called Loyalists. The big question is, why would Americans be Loyalists? How could they be loyal to unfair taxes? Come up with a research question that captures this confusion. How can we possibly even answer the question using the phrase, could it be because? Think about that for a little bit. Why would Americans be loyalists? How could they be loyal to unfair taxes? If we really stop and think about this, this is a debate question that we had several weeks ago. Well, let's see if we can answer it. Why did some Americans become loyalists? Could it be that some Americans were afraid of annoying the British? Could it be that the Loyalists were getting money from the taxes? Could it be that the Loyalists didn't want to go to war with the British? Something to think about, huh? Well, researchers, once you become something of an expert on a topic, you'll find that your questions crystallize, and those questions can lead you into a crash course. The questions we have just studied were all aimed to get at the heart of the matter. They were why questions, and they were central to the whole research topic. Be sure that you shift from researching to writing, and remember that a good question is too precious to waste. Take a moment today to look back in your notebook and analyze your note-taking, and think about how far you've come. Many of you are getting good at certain things as note-takers, and you could give each other some really helpful tips. So, for our homework assignment, today we want you to take a look at all the chapters that you've drafted so far in this bend and reread them. Now that you know more about your topic, see if you have more researchable questions that come up as you are rereading what you have already written. Jot these questions down, and then tomorrow you can continue to use these questions to guide your drafting. As you become a short-term expert, you come up with questions and thoughts, which then guide you toward even more researchable questions. And then these new questions lead you to more research and more note-taking, which then lead you to refining your informational writing. Your job today, continue on with your chapter, but also think about and write down, jot down 1, 2, maybe even 3 types of questions that you think are researchable. We're going to really push yourself to, as we wind down this bend in this unit, push yourself to think about some researchable questions. What are some things that we can look up, especially if they are confusing to you or to others? Good luck. Like I said, jot down a question or two, do some research, and get ready to write some more. Get started.